Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to some more Ironman Stalker Gamma. We are on one life remaining still, despite me taking like a good, 2 hours of fixing everything. And like I said, I've decided to do that off camera because it's a bit repetitive and boring. And I showed you how the crafting system and the repair system works. The one thing I haven't showed you though is something that I've realized yesterday while fixing stuff. As you can see, I've fixed the SVD, and in fact that's not the proper way to show you the gun. This is the proper way to show you the gun. Look at it. I've also put the grip and sight on it, which is gorgeous. I mean, it's beyond gorgeous. Look at it. Amazing. I actually had a similar sight in my hands like last month. It was very similar to this, except on it, you could change the reticle at the press of a button. It had like 12 different reticles. So you just click a button and the reticle shape and like information on it changes. It was a fantastic scope. Expensive as hell. I mean, yeah, well, not even that expensive if you compare it to like some of the really top tier stuff. Like, it's not in the thousands of dollars range, right? It was, I believe, an LPVO. Ranges 1 to 12, I want to say, yeah. 1 to 12x, and I mean, gorgeous thing. Anyways, I neglected to inform you that this is going to be the first of all, this is going to be the first time I'm firing the SVD, so let's see. As far as I'm concerned, the sniper rifle's alright. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, it's more than alright. This is a great rifle. There is one thing I neglected to tell you. Okay, thank Christ those are all bandits, because otherwise I saw my life flash before my eyes. I mean, I saw it anyway, but otherwise it would have been like those, moments before disaster sort of things. Is that a... That is indeed a burra. Interesting. Okay. Let's check for... Oh. Interesting. Artifact there, and there's one probably inside the burnt house, right? Yeah, but I can't go in there, not enough protection. They also fought with a bloodsucker here. That's interesting too. Could be, yeah, clear of the fire anomaly thing. Right, now, let's see what we got. A little bit of ammunition helps, and I will touch on that as well. But there was one thing I didn't really understand, shall we say, quite. And that is, it's a little bit easier to fix weapons than I thought. If you have a weapon with a good barrel, which, again, I correctly identified as the most important bit, it's a lot easier to fix them than I think, or than I used to think. The reason being... I'll show you an example. I'm just really terrified of stopping and, not doing anything, because this part of the zone tends to be very active, right? Like, what's down there? Just ecologists. Okay. Especially because of the army warehouses, I'm not exactly welcome there, and so, yeah. It's a slight issue, but at any rate, where was I going with this? It's a little bit easier to fix weapons than I thought it was. I'll show you. This is a Class D weapon, right? It requires a Type D repair kit and a Type D cleaning kit in order to clean it and maintain it. This is all well, good and true. However, the components for the weapon, outside of the barrel, so the bolt carrier, the gas system, the trigger mechanism, and the bolt, they are not Type D, which I didn't know. I thought they were Type D as well. I thought they matched the rifle. They don't. Which means you can disassemble the gun, or rather field strip the gun, not disassemble it, because if you disassemble it, you destroy the gun. You can field strip the gun, and provided it has a barrel that's above 60%, you can just clean it with a Type D repair kit, or sorry, with a Type D cleaning kit, which you can buy off of basically anyone. Once you do, you can use a Type B repair kit to fix any weapon parts that are under 60% once they've been field stripped. I did not know this, and I've learned this yesterday, and I thought I knew how the entire crafting and repair system works, and I did, just apart from this, right? This was the only bit of information that I was missing. And that's huge. That means I can fix... Okay, not literally any rifle, but virtually any rifle I want. And like I said, that's important. Here's an example of... I think this is my favorite pistol in the game, looks-wise, so yeah, we're definitely taking it. Let's get out of here. Rest of the tasks I don't think I can do, but I can check on the PDA. Yeah, not doing that, because that's going to take some... gonna be a bit problematic. I can do the contract killing, though, probably. If I go this way and scale this little thing, and then probably use a sniper rifle from sort of one hill to the next. Do some long-range fighting, something that I was missing previously, and I don't rightly remember if I got killed here or not once, but rather if I lost one of the lives here or not, but now it should be a little bit different. I also need to talk to you about the gun, because there's a particular reason I picked this weapon over repairing something else. One, because I mostly had the parts for it already, so I didn't need to do much work in order to fix it, but that's not the reason. Or... whoops. Okay, I just accidentally pulled out the knife. Like I said, that's not the reason. At least that's not the main reason. I had the exact rifle we just found in that stash a minute ago, which was the Remington 700, right? The Remington 700 is supposed to be a great sniper rifle against humans, right? Especially with headshots. You have a selection of ammunition. Headshot generally should do pretty well against it. You know, anyone. I'm not really counting people with... oh, there's a dangerous mutant in the area. Okay. I'm not really counting people with exoskeletons because, well, nothing does well against those. You just have to spam and hope for the best, but outside of that particular issue, shall we say, the one thing that it's supposed to be good at is, you know, with headshots, eliminating people relatively easily. It's not. Especially not at long range, which is how I intend to use the weapon, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good gun. In fact, it's a very good gun. But it's a bolt-action gun, which means follow-up shots are very difficult to do. I was told there was going to be a mutant. There is no mutant. There are instead two freedomers who feel rather mean towards me. Oh, sorry, I couldn't resist. Alright, let's get out of here. We're going back to Mercenary City.
Черт, заклинило!
Beautiful. Could not be worse. Had to jam at the... Did I just click F? That is not what I meant to do. Oh, I keep doing the wrong thing. Alright, it's fine. Let's get out of here. Biggest problem I have is ammunition. I have 24 rounds of 5.45 left. And that's it. No, seriously, I'm done. Like, 24 rounds of 5.45 left, and I am done. I've got, like, 12 APs, and that's it. You may be able to figure it's a big problem, that. It's a very big problem, that. So that's the reason I'm not hanging around here anymore. I'm just returning. But to finish my story about the sniper rifle, in fact, I'm not going to return home just yet. I'm just going to wait here for a second. Not happening, eh? Yeah. Also, the kill tracker is now a thing, and on our PDA. Also, you may have noticed that the PDA is now blue. Yeah, it changes color. Phenomenal. I'm not going back there just to you know, get the mutant. It's a bit too dangerous to do that, honestly. So let's get back to Dead City and we'll continue the conversation from there. So, as I was saying, bolt-action rifle, follow-up shots are a nightmare, and it seems as though the weapon is designed around killing your target in one shot, right? Because a follow-up shot is very difficult, and it also kind of just feels like that, you know? Like, it feels heavy, feels like a big oomph every time you shoot it, and that's all good and well, until you hit something and it just flinches and doesn't really react in any other way, i.e. doesn't fall over dead. And I've had that happen with enemies in relatively light armor. I've had that happen in all sorts of situations. And like I said before, it's a problem. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned, there's a little wall I put up. Wall, I think, is brilliant. Anywho, so I'll give you an example right here. Remington 700 Magpul Pro. It's got a Daniel Defense Weave QD compatible suppressor. Or it is Daniel Defense Wave QD suppressor compatible, I suppose. March tactical scope, which is integrated, and a Magpul Pro 700 chassis kit. Beautiful looking weapon, don't get me wrong. Even got the little side Trigicon RMR red dot. Right, beautiful looking. The problem is, yeah, weapons 0.1% jam chance, even though it's 100%. Sorry, just got distracted. Problem is, this thing will not kill people in one shot. The SVD fires a similar round, 762 times 54. This is 762 times 51 NATO. Basically, it's not the same round, but it's a very similar round. And it comes in ball and AP variants. This comes in 3 variants, which is armor piercing, better armor piercing, and best armor piercing. That's what they are. I mean, 7N1 is supposed to be like is supposed to be your FMJ variant, quote-unquote, but it's a steel penetrator round. It's a steel core made to pierce light armor. Very common in the zone. These bullets are quite cheap. Not really, but yeah, common in the zone. And then you have this, which is a hardened steel penetrator, and the last one I think is tungsten, but regardless. The point being, it's not going to kill people in one shot, even in the head, a lot of the times. And if you miss the head, the follow-up is a nightmare. I mean, we're dealing with 59 damage against 62, so it's even less damage. And the fact that it's bolt action is... Okay, Juggernaut, you're droning on and on about how it's bolt action and how it's not good. Listen, here's the thing. Repairing them costs me basically the same. This is almost useless. The only advantage of this is the scope. But when you put the grippin on this thing, it's just a superior weapon. You get the same accuracy, the same power as this. Okay, actually you get better handling as well. Look at that. Reliability, you get better as well. Everything on this thing, I mean, it's not the same when it's at 100%, but it's almost exactly the same as the SVD, except the SVD is semi-automatic. And in my modest opinion, has superior ammo choices. And cheaper ammo as well. And so... why would you pick this, basically, at this point? I mean, this is different. This is the Remington 700 Deer Hunter, which is chambered in 338 Federal, which does 606 damage. Compared to the SVD's 62, it's a joke. This is a BB gun. This gun is in 338 Federal. Now, bolt-action gun in 338 Federal, with all the appropriate attachments and everything, is phenomenal. Long range, you don't even need to get headshots, just shots to the chest against relatively well-armored targets, and they still go down. This is the go-to. This is sort of the wannabe 338 Federal, right? It sort of falls in between these two, or rather it falls underneath all of them. And so it's not a very good rifle. But I don't have enough ammo for the 338. And so I'm using the SVD for now, and I think, you know, a couple of shots is fine. It's not a big deal. Everything's alright. Good, great, we're moving on. What are we moving on to? My problem with ammunition. So, we are a NATO faction. First of all, the job's done, there you go. Second of all, we're a NATO faction. Despite the fact that Dushman currently is selling an AKMS and a Mosin Nagant. I guess this is just what people brought in recently, right? It makes sense. But with the weapons ban affecting the zone and stuff, and tighter gun control of weapons moving in and out of the zone, the problem now becomes acquiring a NATO weapon. Because, as you can see, at level 4, Dushman provides you with 120 FMJ, 120 HP, and 90 AP rounds of 5.56 that you can buy, which is, by its characteristics, almost identical to 5.45. He also provides you with 0 5.45 rounds. That's a big problem. Me, that is actually a huge problem. And so, I need to do something about it. Currently, I do not have a NATO weapon in the stash. Well, I have this 9mm thing, but I'm not going back to that. I have the Winchester, which is good, and I can fix it up, but it's not that good. Used to be better, it's not that good now. Got the AK-12, which will present me with the same problem. I have the AK-104 Alpha, which is chambered in 7.62x39, but Dushman doesn't sell this either. Yeah. Basically, yikes. And so, I'm left with some interesting choices. Now, what I'm thinking of doing is this. Leaving the binoculars behind and using a pistol. The reason I want to use a pistol is because, first and foremost, look at it. Is this not the most gorgeous pistol you have ever seen? Well, no, that Juggernaut, that would actually be the... yeah, whatever, listen. It's up there. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it's chambered in the correct round. Well, correct. What do you mean correct, Juggernaut? Chambered in 45 ACP, which, for a pistol, is outside of 357, is pretty much the best overall round. Because you can shoot mutants with it fairly reliably, and with the Hydroshock ammo, it can do alright against medium armored targets as well. Like, you can put up a fight, right? These are all very important things from a sidearm. Like, if I have to switch to my sidearm, I don't want it to be completely useless against a particular type of target. That is dangerous. And so, as a result, that is the firearm that I'm going for. Right? And that is what I'm going to be using. Do I want the burst skin? It's 12 point. No, this provides radiation resistance. I need that. Alright, good. And then the switch knife is going to be obviously there for, well, what I'm hoping are rather obvious reasons. And that's about it. So, let me see whether we can fix this thing up. I need to change the barrel for it, which is, you know, a bit of a pain, but it's not that big of a pain. Because you can just switch these out, and there you go. And then we can also deposit all the crafting materials that we found. And the 2 artifacts. Right, now I need to fix the barrel of this thing, and for that I'm going to need a Type A weapons repair kit. Repair toolkits, Type A weapons repair toolkit, very easy to make. And there we go. And we're just going to go maintain parts, replace barrel, and done. So, we're going to put the repair kit back in there.
What?
Sell the excess parts. I could have bought a repair kit, but as you can see, it's 10,000. It's a bit much. I can also upgrade this thing. Level 1 firepower. You know what? For 2 and 2,000 something, cheap upgrade. Why not? Upgrade this to, yeah, it already has this, which is a silencer threading, and now we can change. Actually, we can put 2 things on it. We can improve the accuracy, and we can improve the fire rate or the fire rate. Oh, what difficult choices lay before us. All right, there you go. Gun's slightly better now. Huzzah! Also, I'm going to need ammo for it, and I'm going to need to deposit the rest of the ammo that I'm not going to use. Which, to be fair with you, is... oh, this classifies as... No, it classifies as handgun casings. Alright. That's it, I suppose. Hydroshock, I have 49 rounds of. Honestly, more than enough for what we need. And we just drop all of this off. And there we go. Oh, sorry. Pick this up. Can we, perchance, make some 545 FMJs or APs? Couple. Nowhere near enough to, you know, be... Yeah, it's like 30 rounds I've made. Good job me and all that, but yeah. Yeah, that won't work long term. Though, we do have a pistol if things go awry. And the pistol has 2 modes of fire. It has a burst fire mode, which is interesting. Keep it single shot. Keep the sniper rifle. And we can reload our AK, and we now have 45 rounds for it. Plus a spare, like, a dozen or so. Not good. That is very much not good. Then I'm obviously, you know, not in a position to buy anything either. Problems all around, what can I say? But let's go and turn in this quest as well, and maybe that gives us some more options. Let's see. The stash in the duel, I'm not sure I can get to ever. I don't know how to get to this because of the psi field. If anyone does, you know, more than welcome to tell me and all that, of course. Going back to the swamps and clear sky is an option. But it's an option I would rather avoid. I think understandably so. Disabling the Miracle Machine and the Brain Scorcher is also an option I would rather avoid for now. Because it's difficult and I don't have a spare life. These might be interesting. Darkscape, Wild Territory, Dark Valley. Eliminate the target in Yantad. Eliminate in Dark Valley and in Garbage. There are a couple of fetch tasks I can do. Well, there is one fetch task I can do. A whole one. There you go. Dead City, northwest of the tunnel to the army warehouses, there's a stash. I mean, at this point I have to take everything, right? Because it's a serious issue. It's also one thing that people tend to sort of forget / disregard often is that in Stalker there is a kind of sort of scaling difficulty model. In that the more you progress through the game, the more stalkers you shoot, the more quests you do and stuff like that, the game gets a little bit tougher. The equipment your enemies have gets a little bit tougher. And all of those things. And so, yeah, don't really need any of this, but there's a little bit of money. And so, that's a factor. Essentially what I'm saying is I can't go back to firing 9mm at everyone as my primary source of firepower and as my primary weapon, because it's, well, on one life it's suicidal. At this stage, with this rank, it's also more difficult than it was at the beginning of the game. It's not too bad. It's not like the enemies get like double HP or something like that. No, it's nothing like that. It's a very slight and subtle change, but it exists. And yeah.
Well, spill it.
Let's trade a few things. First and foremost, I don't want the explosives. Then I don't want the 4 metal jacket rounds. Yeah, I'm just going to sell them. Sell this as well. I will sell small rifle propellant I need. Don't sell that. 357 HPs I need as well. I mean, oddly enough, I can buy a decent amount of SVD ammunition. Sorry, a decent amount of SVD ammunition from Dushman. Yeah, not the best type, just the regular FMJ, well, FMJ, just the regular steel penetrators, but AP of 30, damage of 62. What more do you need? Like, seriously. For a general DMR, with, you know, not really specializing in anything, what more do you need? Meat chunk artifact. I'm keeping that for quests, because it pays better that way.
I didn't quite get what they were trying to tell us.
This is fine, and then here I don't really have anything to sell, but, you know. Trying to squeeze out every last ruble that I can. And as you can see, it's not particularly going great. So I'm going to need to have a long and hard think about this. What am I going to do? Because the only tasks I have currently that are nearby is like stuff like this. Or I can go to Yantar. There is one in the Great Swamps as well, isn't there? There was. Eliminate the target in the Great Swamps, yeah. I mean, I'll go there eventually, so why not? And then Dark Valley, Meadow, Darkscape, Meadow, Wild Territory. Dark Valley. Here's the thing. Dark Valley is a good map. I don't even remember where it is. Yeah, here it is. There's Dark Valley. I could go. It was fun. Going to Dark Valley was pretty fun. Hanging out with the mercenaries. Hanging out with the bandits in Dark Valley was pretty fun. It's just not to be confused with Darkscape. Dark Valley, because this is Darkscape, and there's nothing here. It's like the emptiest part of the zone that I know. There's literally nothing here. I mean, there's... Okay. There's a house here. There's a car there. And like 2 stash locations. Well, maybe a bit more than 2, but that's about it. It's horrible. It's a horrible part of the map. It's somewhere I never want to go, like, ever. But maybe the Dark Valley isn't such a bad idea. Because, as long as I can stay out of Darkscape, again, very different. Going to the Dark Valley doesn't seem like that bad, right? I get some Malbros for that guy as well from Aslan upstairs. To do the task, although I don't need to really do these fetch tasks anymore unless they're really profitable, because I already have the reputation up to max. Yeah. Buy like a couple so I can have some extra for myself. Yeah, I think I'm paying a guide to take me to the bandit base in Darkscape. Sorry, in... Job's done, there you go. Army warehouse. The abandoned village. Not really going there anytime soon. Alright, I keep the Dark Valley, not the Darkscape. So, yeah. I think that's what I'm going to do. Is I've got 2 incentivized targets there. And I can probably pick up a bunch more from the bandits, because it's been a while since I've been there. Well, not really, but I'm very limited in the amount of places I can go and quote-unquote grind, and by that I mean just complete missions and do contracts, because I need to, and yet... I need a stationary, like, a fortified base to where I can operate from. Because I can't just go from here and shoot everything up in cordon and then return. It's... I mean, I could, but on Iron Man 1 Life, not really an option. So yes, I did just spend 15 minutes strategizing and not doing much, but there's a good reason behind it, and that's trying to sort of walk you through the thought process a little bit, because it's extremely important. And that's this sort of slow, methodical thinking is what kept me alive all this time. So, yeah. Spend some money to make some money, basically. Go and rejoin the bandits in the Dark Valley. And here we are. We're in the Dark Valley. Got the name right this time, and I've picked up a set of objectives, or a set of jobs that I need to do. And... gotta be down there, right? Not up here. Yeah, it's gotta be down there. Anyways. Sorry, got distracted by the whole thing. I got a set of objectives that's kind of similar to the ones we had before, right? We were given a squad by Sultan, and I'm slowly realizing that Sultan is treating me better than the mercenaries in Dead City, because they never gave me a squad, but regardless. And the objectives are fairly simple. Eliminate this target, clear out the military which have reoccupied that little outpost / camp over here, drive off the squatters, and deliver the package to a friend. Thought this package would be somewhere over here, not... Yeah. Never mind. I thought doing the same task again would be a bit, well, it'd be a bit boring, right? there is this fire anomaly which is preventing me from going through to the end of, this little thing here. But there's nothing preventing me from scaling it. And I thought to myself, why don't I use my amazing athletic abilities and test something out? If I can get up here, I can stay low and take cover. But I can also have such an incredible vantage point that from here, I should be able to take out anyone and anything that I need. Such as this guy. And if he has any friends, just walk back, right? Ladies and gentlemen, the beauty of having a high-powered magnification scope and knowing where your targets are. This is what this is now. With the military, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult, because I don't really see them through the foliage. However, I'm also thinking I don't need to see all of them. All that I need to do is pick a fight with one of them. Shoot one of the army guys. Oh, that's just a bush, not an army guy. Shoot one of the army guys. The rest will come flooding out, trying to figure out what happened. And to go after the sniper, because they don't know that I can't shoot the rest of them. Well, I mean, to be completely fair with you, it'll probably be enough to just shoot in the general direction of their buildings. That'll alert them. But I was hoping I maybe can catch one of their guys on the rooftop or something like that. Or ideally on that tower, but yeah, I saw that was clear. Something like that. And, well, that would be amazing. Of course, it's going to require patience like any good sniper work. But technically speaking, I should be able to do it and then chase the rest of them out through here and just get rid of them. I appreciate that this might not be the most entertaining footage of Stalker Gamma on YouTube. But my god, is it fun. Alright? Now all I gotta do is wait for the sun to set a little bit more, because that's when they're gonna start turning on their headlights. And that's gonna be glorious, because I'm gonna be able to see all of them from up here, and I won't need any visibility on my part, right? Because I won't need a flashlight, I won't need anything of my own to see them. And as they start sort of, or at least this is the idea, as they sort of start coming towards me, we start shooting. Of course, that will require me waiting here for a little bit, so let's see if there's anything I can eat. Yeah, sure. Plenty of food and drink around. I've spent, as you can see, some 10,000 rubles or so to get here and prepare. Couldn't find any 545 ammunition. Again. That's going to be a bit of a dampener on things, because I think I found 15 rounds. That's all I got. So I have like a mag and a half of this, which still, with 4x, I mean, this is still going to be useful if they come in closer. Especially for tasks later down the line, like the ones to eliminate the squatters over here. That will take a minute, shall we say. But, at any rate, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to cut the video here with those few nice kills, and then going to wait for night to fall and take things from there. Because next episode, we're clearing out the base, slowly, methodically, and then this place we're going to just sort of, to provide some contrast in the content, we're going to storm this place properly with the AK and try and just conserve ammunition. But all of that next time. Until then, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, like, subscribe, helps the channel out, you know the drill. Bye-bye.